Imagine you are standing at the very edge of the most significant moment of your life. Maybe it is a conversation that could change everything for you. Or perhaps it is a decision that will define your next 10 years. It might even just be a cold, dark morning where you have to crawl out of bed and face something that terrifies you to your core. In that exact second, your mind usually does what it has always done. It folds. It whispers that you are not ready yet. It floods you with every possible reason to run away, to play it safe, and to stay comfortable. You usually listen to that voice, right? Most of us do. But what if that pattern ended today? What if you could train your mind layer by layer until it became something that simply cannot be broken? I am not talking about magic or some overnight secret. I am talking about building a mind that refuses to quit, not because life got easier, but because you decided to stop being easy on yourself. Think about what real mental toughness actually looks like. Most people imagine someone cold and unreachable. They picture a person who walks through fire without even blinking. They think it means turning off your human emotions and replacing them with steel. But that is a total myth. If you chase that image, you will never actually become strong. Real toughness is not about feeling nothing. Welcome to Elite Summaries. If you're looking to truly transform your mindset and build a life of purpose, make sure to subscribe and join our community of growth seekers. We're diving deep into the blueprint of the human mind today. Real mental toughness is actually your ability to keep putting one foot in front of the other while fear and pain are screaming at you to stop. It is about feeling every bit of the doubt and choosing to act anyway. That is the whole game. Think about the people you admire most. Maybe it is a friend who rebuilt their life after a loss, or a mother who raised her kids against all odds. Did they feel nothing? Of course not. They were terrified and exhausted. But they had a system inside them that allowed fear to exist without letting it take the steering wheel. Your brain is actually working against you most of the time. It was not designed for the modern world. It was shaped by hundreds of thousands of years of survival. Back then, the biggest threats were predators or starvation. Your brain's primary job was to detect danger and react instantly. Accuracy did not matter as much as speed. The ancestors who stopped to think if that shadow was a lion did not live very long. So, you inherited a threat detection system that is fast and very loud. The problem is that you are not running from lions anymore. You are sitting in a meeting or opening a stressful email. Your brain responds to a tough conversation with the same emergency programming it uses for a physical attack. Your heart spikes, your vision narrows, you lose your ability to think creatively. That is not a weakness in you. It is just ancient software running on a modern machine. There are three main parts of your brain you need to understand. First is the amygdala. Think of it as your internal smoke detector. It scans for danger and triggers your fight or flight response before you can even think. This is what we call an amygdala hijack. It is why you say things you regret when you are angry. Second is your prefrontal cortex. This is the fire chief. It sits right behind your forehead and handles rational thinking and complex decisions. When the fire chief is in charge, you can feel fear without being controlled by it. Finally, there is the anterior cingulate cortex. This is the bridge between your emotions and your logic. Here is the cool part. This bridge grows stronger with practice. Every time you face stress and move through it instead of running, you are physically building your brain. You are literally rewiring yourself at a cellular level. This is why your first hour of the day decides everything. If you win your morning, you win your day. Most people start their day by reaching for their phone. Within 60 seconds, your brain is flooded with information you did not choose. You see emails, headlines, and social media feeds. Before your feet even touch the floor, your mind belongs to someone else's agenda. You handed over your sovereignty without a fight. The most unshakable people protect their mornings with intensity. Your brain is in a very receptive state right after you wake up. Use that window. Start with intention. Decide who you are going to be today before the world tells you who to be. Then move your body. Even 10 minutes of stretching or a walk changes your neurochemistry. It metabolizes stress hormones and stabilizes your mood. Now here is the real separator. Do something hard on purpose every single morning. For many, this is a cold shower. When that freezing water hits you, your brain screams at you to get out. But when you stay and breathe through it, you win a massive victory over your reactive brain. You send a message to your nervous system that you can handle discomfort. That victory echoes through every other hard moment you face that day. After that, find some stillness. Just 10 minutes of sitting with your own thoughts without a phone. This is where your inner compass becomes clear. You cannot hear your own wisdom if you are always drowning it out with noise. We also need to talk about pain. Most of us spend our lives running from it. We use entertainment, food, or apps to numb the edges of our difficult feelings. But the cost of avoiding pain is actually higher than the cost of feeling it. It costs you your potential and your freedom. Mentally unbreakable people treat pain as data, not a verdict. You have to learn the difference between two types of pain. First is warning pain. This tells you something is genuinely wrong and dangerous. It must be respected. Second is expansion pain. This is the discomfort of growing. It is the burn in your muscles or the anxiety of trying something new. Expansion pain does not mean you are breaking. It means you are outgrowing your old self. If you keep walking toward it, your baseline for what you can handle will rise. You also have a roommate living inside your head. And let's be honest, that roommate is kind of a jerk sometimes. It is the voice that reminds you of your mistakes and tells you that you aren't good enough. That voice is not the truth. It is just your brain's threat system wearing a suit and tie. You need to stop mistaking that voice for reality. Try a technique called cognitive diffusion. Instead of saying, "I am a failure," say, "I am noticing a thought that I am a failure." That small shift creates space. You can then interrogate the thought. Is it a fact or just a prediction? What is the evidence against it? You can even try talking to yourself in the third person. Ask yourself, what should your name do right now? This turns off the prosecutor in your head and switches on the coach. A coach tells you what to do next. They don't just judge you. Many people quit when their motivation vanishes. But motivation is just like the weather. It blows in and it blows out. You cannot build a life on something so unreliable. The people who get results have disconnected their actions from their feelings. They don't ask, "How do I feel?" They ask, "What time is it?" This is true discipline. It isn't about grinding with clenched teeth. It is about engineering your life so the right choices are the easiest ones. Build systems that support you. Design your environment so your workout clothes are already out. Change your identity. Don't say you are trying to run. Say, "I am a runner." When your identity changes, your brain works to keep your actions in line with who you think you are. You are going to fail. That is a fact. But failure is not a detour. It is the road itself. The difference between being crushed and being forged is the story you tell yourself. Don't let your brain write a horror movie about your setbacks. Don't make failure permanent or personal. Say, "I failed at this task," not "I am a failure." Process the pain at the right speed. Don't run from it, but don't live in it forever either. Extract the lesson like a scientist. Ask exactly what you contributed to the outcome and what you would do differently. When you do this, you don't just recover, you ascend. Finally, protect your attention. Your ability to focus is the most valuable thing you own. And right now, there are teams of people working very hard to steal it from you. If you spend your day in shallow distractions, you will never have the depth needed for big challenges. Train your focus like a muscle. Meditation is just focus training. You focus on your breath, your mind wanders, and you bring it back. Every time you bring it back, you have done a rep. Make peace with being bored. Great ideas only come when there is space for them. Remember, real confidence is built on evidence. It is not about telling yourself you are great. It is about looking at the record of hard things you have already survived. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you deposit evidence into your confidence account. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing to be a beginner. This journey is a long game. There is no magic secret. There is only the daily practice of choosing growth over comfort. You have everything you need inside you right now. Go out there and start building that unbreakable mind, one choice at a time.